The reason for that is actually quite simple. And I almost hate to say it because there will be some who will be just clutch their pearls in distress and disturbance that I could say such a thing. But hey, I'm all for it. I'm going to say it anyway.
Well, hello. Come right on in. You're in Father Fish.
Hello. This is Father Fish. One of the most common questions I am asked is, how do I fix my cloudy water? My water is always cloudy. It's never as clear as I would like it to be. How is it possible for you to have all of your tanks with crystal clear water? Well, it's a really important question because it goes to understanding exactly how your tank works, how the water and the substrate, the feeding, the fish, the plants, how all of that works together. There are a number of different reasons for cloudy water, but the most common one is water that is not sick, it's not polluted, it's not foul, it's not causing disease, it's not a product of overfeeding particularly or disturbing things in the tank. It is simply that the water is persistently not crystal clear. Call it cloudy, and I guess it is. The reason for that is actually quite simple. And I almost hate to say it because there will be some who will be just clutch their pearls in distress and disturbance that I could say such a thing. But hey, I'm all for it. I'm going to say it anyway. If you have persistently cloudy water, everything else is fine. The fish are healthy. Tank is healthy. Everything looks good, but it's just not crystal clear. Then you have gravel in your tank, don't you? I know you do. I know you do. Because that's the nature of gravel. Let me explain. If you have a filter, any kind of filter at all in your tank, then you have a current caused by that filter. The air or a pump or whatever is moving water, and that water is moving continuously. And it's moving continuously in the same direction. It's a constant flow. And so it creates a current. And that's what the water is doing. The water is swirling, perhaps very slowly, but nevertheless, it's constantly moving like a river, like the water in a river, moves very slowly, perhaps, but very persistently. As it moves, it comes in contact both with the surface and with the substrate, with the top and with the bottom. When it comes in contact with the top, any carbon dioxide molecules that are in the water are instantly released and replaced just as instantly with an oxygen molecule. That's the air exchange. When that water comes in contact with the bottom, with the substrate, one of two things occur. The water is coming along the bottom. If the bottom, the substrate, is comprised of gravel, then the water flows down into it and maintains pretty much the same level of flow, the same speed of flow. In the process, it picks up tiny particulate matter and washes it out. So the current is literally washing dirt, substrate, particulate matter, out of the gravel and back into the water column. Now, if it is sand, the water will get down 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 grains, and it meets resistance. And the resistance, the deeper it goes, the more substantial the resistance is. In other words, the sand is fine enough to break up the flow. The water will continue to move, but it's like this, and because water seeks the least resistance, it will tend to flow across the top, and will, as the life that's living in that sand, coating the sand, the bacteria and the other microscopic life, as that water comes in contact with them, they feed on it, they derive whatever nutrition is in it, and so they're purifying, they're cleaning the water. Now that happens with gravel as well. The problem with gravel is that the water is continuing at such a flow that it's also bringing particulate matter back out with it. That does not happen in the sand. So there's a very simple solution. If you have cloudy water and it's not caused by bacteria as a result of something like a fish dying or substantial overfeeding for an extended period of time, if those are not the case, then add sand, clean washed sand, right through the water column. Let it sift all the way down to the gravel. It'll sift into that gravel and it will pack it in, and it will prevent that flow from continuing to occur. That's the solution to that problem. So 2 other reasons for cloudy water. Excuse me. One is rare and uncommon, but it would be excess calcium or other mineral that creates a milkiness. Fine enough, dissolved enough that it's actually not particulate. It is dissolved in the water and it's changing the color of the water. Like milk. If you were to pour milk into your tank, it would make the whole tank cloudy. Now, it would not sift out, it would not filter out. It would be consumed by bacteria and other microfauna, so that would eventually clear up. But imagine that the milk were in fact some kind of mineral that was thoroughly dissolved in the water and just tinting the water white or any other color. It's not going to come out. It's going to stay there. And there's not a whole lot you can do about that other than water changes. Do them gradually. Never do more than a 25% water change. And then wait. You can wait as little as 6 hours, 12 hours, 2 or 3 days until you make another 25% water change. If you will be careful about that, the water you're putting in will not substantially change the characteristics of the water that's already there. It'll change it 25% from the difference between the two. If you put 50% in and it's substantially different, that's a 50% change of the difference between the two, the new water and the old water, which could be enough to shock the fish. So you don't want to create stress by doing water changes. One of the major killers of fish is water change, and it's because it's done too much. It's done too intensely. The water change is too big water change. So change no more than 25%. I'm fond of saying 10%, but if you have a serious issue that you need to deal with, 25% max. Increase the aeration if you need to. If whatever is causing the water to be cloudy is fouling it, let's get into that. Let's say number 3, that your water is cloudy because of overfeeding, or because there's a sudden cascade of die-off. Something has happened. Do you know what a cascade is? This is important. One fish dies, releases a lot of bacteria in a tank that's not prepared to deal with that. That reduces oxygen content in the water. So 2 more fish die. Now you've got 3 dead fish fouling the water. 5 fish die. And then all of a sudden there's so much bacteria in the water, it's pulling all of the oxygen out. So all of the other fish die except 1. Why is that? Why, in the case of a die-off, is there always 1 fish left? Well, think about it. It's the air exchange. There is enough air exchange going on, CO2 being released, oxygen being dissolved into the water, that 1 fish can manage to survive at the surface for a while, maybe indefinitely, but that's why there's always 1 left. Okay, so what do you do if this is the problem? That's the worst problem you can have. And it's easy to panic, but there is no need to panic. If the fish are all alive, they may be gasping at the top. But if they are alive, then increase, maximize the aeration. Turn up your filters all the way. Increase the air on the air pump. If you can get another air pump to pump air through an air stone, do that. Get it cooking. That's the first thing to do. Second thing to do is look to see if you can find something dead in there. Maybe your 3-year-old dumped an entire can of food in the tank and it's laying on the bottom rotting. It's been there for hours and it's creating chaos. Get your net, fine mesh net, and just swirl gently, get as much of that out as you can. Lower the water level 25%, replace it with new water. Now, if you'll do those things, that should immediately relieve pressure on the fish. That'll increase the oxygen in the tank. It'll begin decreasing the bacteria. Use a siphon then to try to siphon out what's left on the bottom. Use not a big thick siphon, a small one, 1/2 inch or 3/8 of an inch. not a 1-inch siphon. You don't want to pull all the water out. You want to pull it out more slowly, but you want to be able to get all of that particulate matter out. So siphon it out, and then replace that water. Don't let it get below 25%. Watch that carefully. Don't let it get below 25%. Taking all the water out, or most of it, and dumping new water in is not going to be doing your fish any favors. It could shock them worse and kill them. Unless you have water sitting in a container that is ready to be used, in which case you can put all the fish in it and drain your tank down to within an inch or two, and then replace it and put them back in. But the main thing you want to do here is you want to get it cleaned up. So you want to be siphoning the bottom. Use your net first to get the big stuff out as much as you can, and then use the siphon to get the rest. 25%, refill, and then siphon for another 20%. If you will do that, and the fish are still swimming around healthy, that water will clear up. It may take a day, but it will clear up. Now, here's one more thing about this kind of cloudy water. Let's say catastrophe. All the fish are dead, and you're looking at a tank that is utterly foul. What do? Don't panic. Take the fish out. Take out whatever caused the problem. We've gone over that. Refill it. Turn the air on and let it sit. It will take about a week for it to clear up perfectly clear. And it will be back to normal. It'll be totally healthy. Won't be a problem with it. It will have overcome the pollution, if you will, and return to its natural healthy state. A sick tank can be made a healthy tank. It takes a little patience and thoughtfulness. Don't panic. Don't go crazy. Don't do anything drastic or dramatic. Be gentle, be sensitive, be careful. Protect your fish first at all costs. Protect your fish. If you need to get them out of the tank and put them in something else, by all means do that. If they're otherwise acting healthy, then work on that water and get it clean. Hope that helps. 3 kinds of cloudy water. You're probably not going to run into anything else. Now you know how to deal with all 3. Bless you. Wonderful day. Take care for now. Bye-bye. Please subscribe to our channel, click the like button, and be sure to ring that bell so we can continue to send you videos. Bye for now.